Okay, yes. Hello, and today, like I said in my previous video, I would demonstrate how to cut a potato in your hand. Um, and I found my favorite knife, so this is gonna be a great day. What you'll need is you'll need a potato, and you'll need a knife, preferably a paring knife. That's a small knife, because it just fits better in your hand, and it doesn't have as large of a blade or long of a blade. First off, though, we're going to go ahead and we're going to give it a little bit of sharpening to make sure that it's nice and sharp, because we always want our knives to be sharp. And of course, it really doesn't matter what kind of potato you have. I've got Idaho potato here, baked potato. Fixing to make some, or I'm making beans today, so I'm gonna cut these up to fry. And yeah, let's go. So first thing we want to do is we want to use our sharpener. We're gonna go through it until it starts to go through really smooth. Oh, see, this one's my favorite because it hardly ever tastes. Yeah, that's pretty smooth. All right, so. Always wash it off. Don't want any of that metal. And we're also going to wash our potato. Now, it doesn't really matter whether or not you like to cut your potatoes with the peel still on, or if you like to peel them. That's a preference. I enjoy eating the peel. I always have. Most of my cooking traditions come from my grandmother, and she always kept the peel on. But you can peel it. It is going to be a little bit more difficult to keep in your hand if it's peeled, because, of course, it's kind of slimy. One of the ways that you can avoid that is you can dry it after you've peeled it. Of course, you want to wash it after, wash the potatoes after you've cut them like that. And of course I will too. That's always just a really good thing to do. And actually, if you do it in cold water, it'll kind of crisp up the potatoes. And I'm going to be keeping these in the refrigerator, so I'm going to put them in my bowl, and this metal bowl, and put some water in there, and then just a little bit of salt. I'm going to keep them in the refrigerator until tonight when I'm ready to fry them, and that'll keep them crisp too. So, all right, here we go. The first thing we want to do is we want to get our bowl, and we're going to go from the very top. I hope you guys have I have a good angle on this. So we're going to go from the top, and using our thumb, we're going to control that blade. Of course, we're just going down really smooth and slow. That's our first one. We'll put that one in the bowl. Going on to the next one. And depending on how thick you want your cuts to be, is how thick you're going to go down that potato. Now, this thumb right here is always controlling, and then I have this thumb right here that's controlling the rest of the potato. Go all the way through. Now, if I was making French fries, we'll get the, okay, turn that one around so it's a lot easier for you to cut through. Now, if I was making French fries, that's all I would have to do, is just go through it, just like that. We cut it down. We would call these, in Oklahoma, we call these home fries, or butternut fries, because they got the peel on. And we're going to do that. We're going to make the French fry cut for now. Got a little bit of bad there. We'll just cut that off. Because later on, let me get another bowl. I'm going to demonstrate this. I'm going to fry my potatoes. So when I've got all these as the French fry cut, then I'm going to come back. And this is when your thumb is going to be really using its control. Because what we're going to do is we're going to cut through, and we're going to use that thumb right there. But look, my knife is laying on my thumb. Is it cutting my thumb? No, because I went slow and controlled. That's the name of the game when it comes to cutting in your hand, is being slow and controlled until you get the rhythm of it, and then later on you can start picking up speed. I'm going through it. I'm laying on the knife, but my thumb is protecting itself by being slow and knowing where that cut's going to be, and not, putting enough pressure on the blade to, go through the skin and damage the skin. That's why it's always so important for you to go slow when you first start out doing this skill. Yeah, there it is. That's all we got to do, is just go through there. Now, the peel is going to be a lot tougher than the flesh, so you want to always cut into the flesh, and that'll help you out on a lot of vegetables. Cutting a bell pepper, the skin is extremely tough, and you always want to cut into the skin first whenever you cut something like that. All right, that's a little bit of a bad part there. I'm not going to have that. Just going on through. I know I'm going a little bit fast, but that's because, I've been doing this all my life. But I don't want y'all to go fast at the beginning. I want y'all to go slow. See, I'm going slow and steady on this one. Just all nice, slow and steady. Into the flesh, not into the skin. All right. Now, this is just, called a small dice, or medium dice. And this right here, like I said, I'm going to be putting it in this metal bowl with some water and it'll be like a pinch of salt. Cover it, put it in the refrigerator. They'll crisp it up for tonight. And then I'll get to fry them with my beans and have that on the side. A little bit of bacon grease, just a little bit. I'm not promoting no, huge amount of saturated fat. This is just a country style of making your potatoes. But I hope that this video has helped y'all out. Please stay safe out there in all things, and I really appreciate it. All right. Next time we'll cut that bell pepper. I'll get us bell pepper. We'll cut the bell pepper, and I'll show you how I deseed it. I always try to keep the seeds because I like being a Johnny Appleseed and throwing all sorts of seeds out wherever things can grow. But yeah, we'll do that next time. And yeah, all right. Take care.